Hello there, this is Battleborn again. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about the topic of enablers. And in this video, I'm gonna ask the question, why enablers stay enablers and why you don't? Why do certain people choose to back up the narcissist and why do some people choose to leave? And there's a lot of things that should be taken into the equation when we talk about enabling people, that enables the abuse that the narcissist is putting people around them through. That is what enabler means, basically. So that's also important just to keep in mind that what these people are doing is not any better than what the narcissist is doing to his or her victims. The people that are around a narcissist and don't really speak up for people that they abuse is what I would call co-abusers. And I think that's sometimes easier to deal with these people when we put terms onto them that is making it more easy for us to stay away from these people. A lot of times enablers of narcissists or co-abusers, they will be more difficult to spot, whereas the narcissist, when you are dealing with them at least alone, you will understand that this person is not a good person. The enablers are trying to ride many horses at the same time. They're trying to come across to you as your friend, as a supportive person to you when you are alone with them, usually. What ends up happening when they are around you and the narcissist, or if they are working on behalf of the narcissist, is that they will diminish, they will just basically tell you that what is going on is not really going on. So they diminish the abuse you are going through. They are trying to take away reality so that the narcissist can continue what they're doing. And at the core of this with enablers is fear. They are afraid of the narcissist, and they are afraid to basically be put through the abuse that they see that you are put through. And it might be different circumstances, of course. So some enablers are also quite narcissistic themselves. Because when you stay around a narcissist for quite a while, what ends up happening usually, if you haven't taken a stance against them, is that they will taint you. And a lot of times, that's what I believe happens to enablers, that they are tainted by the narcissist. They have become like 50-50. They have still some, let's just say, human traits left. And then they have this narcissistic streak that you will see that they exhibit. So what enablers are doing is they are putting a person, usually the scapegoated person within the family, between themselves and the narcissist. So it works like a buffer. It works like a protective shield for themselves, and they don't really see, even though they know that this is not the right thing to do, they don't see that this is wrong. So they believe that they are able to do this, or they can do this, because the narcissist is also encouraging them to do this. Because in a narcissistic family, there are rewards, there are punishment and rewards. That's how the system works. And the rewards are short-lived and they are petty. But to the enablers around a narcissist, they don't really see this because they are used to not getting anything either from the narcissist. So when they receive rewards, and it might be in the form of affection, validation, and all these things, that these people that are enablers haven't grown strong enough to live without. They need these things on a constant basis from the narcissist in order to basically survive emotionally. And that's what is the big difference between a scapegoat that don't need these things anymore. or never have needed them or have learned to live without all these things. And the enablers still want to get some milk, basically, whereas the scapegoat has learned to live without that. And it is frustrating to witness adults around a narcissist. This might be your dad, it might be your mom, and it might be your siblings, adult siblings, that do not really, even though these people react to what is going on, but they're never ever going to speak up for you. They're never ever going to support you because it's not in their benefit to do so. They don't want to do that. They don't want to put themselves on the line. They are actually, if you just think of it like this, they are benefiting from the narcissistic system. They are benefiting from letting this go on in some kind of way. That's why they are doing it. So in my book, these people are like the equivalent of traitors. They are traitors to their own kin, and they're traitors to truth, basically. So during, for instance, World War II, you had people that were collaborating with occupying forces, and it's kind of like the same thing that goes on right here, where you have the narcissist has basically occupied the family, because that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're doing. Narcissists they need to be in control. They are power hungry, and everything needs to be done according to their will, so to speak, according to their delusions. And then you have these people that do not speak up about that, but they are like okay with that in some sense. They have found a way to live with this tyrant, which is the narcissist, and benefit from that. Actually, they have made deals with this person, and that might be deals that you don't even know about. And like I said, usually it's the form of getting validation, maybe money as well. Maybe these people are getting stuff that you don't necessarily see within the family. So there might be a lot of things going on also that's important to remember, that you don't see, because the narcissist is never ever playing fair, and they will use bribery. They will use all kinds of stuff to keep people in line, to keep people on their side. The narcissist is a weak-minded person who needs strength in numbers. They need strength in numbers. That's why it's so important for the narcissist to tell people all the time what to believe, to tell people all the time that they are right and they should be on their side. If not, they will be punished. If not, they will be punished by the narcissist. And that's the thing, because people are afraid of that punishment, and they don't really realize that if they were just to wake up together, or at least if one or two started to wake up within the family, the narcissist will lose all their power. They wouldn't be able to do half of the things they do. The only reason the narcissist is surviving as a narcissist within a family is because people are backing them up. It's because of the enablers. So a lot of times, we are angry at the narcissist because they are a narcissist, which is, of course, natural. But when we kind of like zoom out and just look at the full picture, throughout history, and like how these people were able to abuse you, if you were a child in a narcissistic family and you were the abused child, the scapegoated child. And also golden children are abused as well, but in a different manner. So if you were in that position, the sole reason they were able to do those things was because of the enablers. It was because of the people who wouldn't speak up for you. So when we go no contact, or this is at least my advice, you should always work to get as least or maybe no contact from everyone. It's not just the narcissist. This is important. So if you are in a situation right now where you are working with that, and like I said, it's not always as easy to go full no contact with enabling people, because first of all, you have to identify them and see that these people are enablers. And sometimes they are like in the gray area. They're not really enabling the narcissist anymore, but still they are supporting the narrative that is put out there of the narcissist. And that might be that you are crazy. It might be that you are oversensitive. It might be that you are too harsh against the narcissistic parent. All of these things is not helpful to you. It's things you don't need to hear if you go no contact with a narcissist. It's difficult enough in itself to get to that point and actually carry that through. So that's why it's so important to kind of like weed out all these people that you identify as enablers. And of course, there is a balance to this as well, because sometimes we can get a little black and white, and we might see everyone that doesn't agree with you either or me as enablers, which is not really healthy either. But if you have identified certain things with people that make them stick out, that make them bother you, that is not supportive, and if you know that this person knows the story, because that's the thing with enablers, that's pretty much the hallmark, and that's what you should look out for. The enabler know the story, but they're not telling it, and they're not supporting it. They know the truth, but they do not want to speak it, and they do not want to support you when you speak it. So that's the difference. You will meet people that don't understand that the narcissist was a narcissist, and because it's really difficult sometimes to see for people, especially outside the family, what the narcissist is doing, because that's the way they shape their abuse. But the classic hallmark with an enabler is that they know the story. They even participated in making that story, but they are not owning up. And even if they do, it's a lot of times way too late, and it's not done in a fashion that is well enough for the victim to accept. It's not just good enough to like say you're sorry after you have enabled abuse for, let's say, 20 years of a person, So it's important to find those standards, like what are you willing to live with? What is okay to you? What kind of behavior would you accept from yourself towards other people? And you should really not accept anything less towards yourself. So thank you for listening in, and have a good day.